So we are here today in the second day of intersessional work, and we have Dorothy Otineo from Kenya and Justice Nchunu from Cameroon, and they are going to give us a quick overview of what happened today. Dorothy, how was the second day of intersessional work?
So the second day of intersessional work was predominantly to discuss chemicals of concern. We do this. It's information that's publicly available, and we are seeing some notable divides in terms of how we address chemicals of concern, but there's really a lot of hope that we can draw from our discussions because we see ambition in many countries, and we believe that at the end of this session we will have a tangible output that we can use in the INC5. As was expected, it would have been challenging to have this discussion at the INC5, and therefore the fact that we have an opportunity to discuss upon it and ponder upon it and go into the technical aspects of it is kind of giving us a lot of hope that we could have chemicals eliminated in plastics.
And Justice, how was the conversation about financial mechanisms today?
There was much progress today. We focused more on the nature of the financial mechanism, and the discussions, most of the countries were leaning towards the establishment of an independent financial mechanism, notwithstanding the presentation of the technical expert. And there was equally a discussion which is quite interesting on the historical responsibility of developed countries and the need for them to provide the significant amount of funds for this to start the implementation of the treaty.
That's awesome. And Dorothy, are you hopeful for the rest of the week? Any highlights upcoming?
Yes, I am hopeful for the rest of the week, although I have to say whatever we're discussing tomorrow is an interesting conversation that we want to look at how it will progress. And I'm crossing my fingers at this point. It's difficult to say, but we remain optimistic that the strong ambition countries will remain very strong in their position.
Justice, are you hopeful for the rest of the week? Do you anticipate anything good coming up?
Yes, I think I'm quite optimistic given the fact that many of the countries are pushing forward to having a standalone independent financial mechanism. I think at the end of the day we are going to come out with something very fruitful, discussions that will center around financial structure that will be accessible, transparent, and without much conditionalities, especially for developing countries to access.
Okay. And Dorothy, would like to send a message to people in Kenya about what we're doing here?
Ndio, ningependa kusema kwamba tukae pamoja. Kenya iko na nguvu sana katika hizi negotiations, so tuko pamoja. Kenya, we are very strong.
Safi sana. Justice, any messages for Cameroon?
Yes, mbatinga yani fabu faga yochuba na chumo nje muba nga fabu faga abo fa yato yemtinga yomva yi amandu mvili ndi bofunga plastika ayenga ye amangu fanga mubuwe.
Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, Justice. And this is us from the second day of intersessional work.